have is Concursion. And we have another developer joining us for that. So we'll get him in here while I get set up. Where is he? There he is.
Hello.
Hello. So,
hello. What's going on?
Not much. Just playing some indie games. You know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching for quite a while now.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. All right. So, Concursion.
Aha.
Tell us, what is Concursion?
Sure. Concursion is, at its heart, a 2D platformer, but beyond that, it's really a mashup of a handful of kind of classically inspired 2D action games. So, if you can imagine kind of a spatially divided world wherein, say you're playing a Mario-like platformer, you're running left and right, you have a sprint button and a jump button, and you kind of jump through a fracture in space and out into a space shoot 'em up. So your controller remaps, suddenly the sprint button shoots bullets, and you don't come down from your jump because there's no gravity in space.
Uh-oh.
And so, yeah, the idea is basically there's 5 playable genres, and you're just going to be jumping, sprinting, leaping between them on the fly in such a way that, you know, take off as a platformer, catch a double jump in the air in a little pocket dimensional bubble as a ninja, and then, you know, reach a horizon of jetpack and thrust off forever.
You just said so many things.
A lot of stuff.
And I have no idea. I guess we'll just play.
Sure.
I'm gonna go profile 3.
It's the best profile, right?
It's the best profile. I mean, obviously. We'll do normal mode, because I'm not that crazy.
Yeah, I'd recommend it for starting place.
Oh no, I stole the old lady, or the young lady.
That's Dark Lord Big and Bad just kidnapped the princess for like the 100th time.
Oh, God damn it.
We never get a treaty, we never get, you know, an extra guard stationed. What the heck?
No, that's it. They should learn by now that this is going to happen, so they should be prepared.
And I feel like all they do, they go out and they, you know, play go-karts. Like, what? That's not cool.
Nice. Alright, so crystals are flying everywhere. I'm not sure what's happening.
So basically what's happening is this
man.
is kind of the crux of the mystery of the game. Dark Lord Big and Bad has stolen Princess Honeybluff for the umpteenth time, and the moment he gets her back to the castle, something off-screen happens, and the countryside is littered with these gem shards. At the same time as these kind of dimensional wormholes open up and serve as like portals to other dimensions. As a player, those are actual different ways of playing video games. You've got like a hack and slash and a platformer and a shoot 'em up and, you know, Pac-Man and jetpack and more. And so the kind of the crux of the mystery is, what does all that have to do with each other?
Yep.
And so if I had to give just a by and large tip for the platformer in general, is I pretty much just always hold run.
Got it.
And so the game starts in Big and Bad's castle, kind of at the end of the classic adventure story, and we're kind of just looking to save the princess again.
Yep. Princess Honeybluff is no longer in this castle. Forbidden magic has been used and this world is being torn apart. Big and Bad seems to be taking the princess back to Honeybluff. What? We need the gem fragments to defeat his plan this time, but I don't have the time to explain. You have to gather them all. Sounds reasonable. I wish I could wait for you, but I have to intercede. Please catch up to me as soon as you can. Hastily yours, Harmony, handmaiden of Her Majesty. Got it. Now I gotta go back. All that platforming.
Right? Don't worry, it's taken care of.
Press shoot to go back. Alright.
And so you're at the world map now, and basically this is, in kind of the classic platformer approach, you know, we've got about 70 levels and about 7 acts, 7 bosses, and the general flow is going to be, you know, 10 levels and a boss sort of thing. And so kind of early in the game, what we're really doing is just introducing each of the source dimensions, each of the source games that you're going to play. So, you know, you're getting the taste right now of the platformer. Pretty soon you're going to get to have a taste of the second game, And by the time you're late in the first act and into the second act, they'll start to come together in really fragmented, piecemeal, jigsaw ways, such that you'll have to put together all sorts of acrobatics on the borders of these dimensions that you could never really pull off within the dimensions on their own.
Roger. Oh, okay, so I can jump on the bullet bills.
Mm-hmm.
I said I can jump on the bullet bills.
Yes, sir.
I can't get any height off of that, so I must be missing something now.
It's actually, if you hold the jump button when you impact any enemy, you'll take a bigger bounce.
Right.
So you don't have to press it at impact, you just hold it through impact.
I see. All this game talk of me holding down buttons when I shouldn't be, learning bad mistakes.
I figured there was a trend, and I should follow suit.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. There's a rift over there.
So the first couple are actually the only decorative ones in the game. The rest of them will all be 100% accessible. But, yeah. Start with just a little peek of what is to come.
I see. This guy really likes his tribal dragons.
Yeah. And so, I should mention, just you know, you don't need the shards to complete the levels, but what they'll actually do is, aside from unlocking just a bit of bonus content, they'll actually unlock additional levels toward the end of the game that really kind of blow the doors off the premise. Weird stuff like, what if you had to play a shoot 'em up, but you were a platformer and you didn't have the means to change? How would you cross all that space and bounce your way across the spaceships? Or what if whenever you're facing to the right, you're a platformer, but whenever you're facing to the left, you're a hack and slash ninja? Like, what kind of interesting jump puzzles can you do with that?
Oh man, you're really breaking everything there, aren't you?
Breaking the rules, rebel.
Ha ho ho, you not stop us dragonlings again. Dark Lord Big and Bad has his best plan yet. First kidnap the princess, then rip up the world. If good goods no let us rule this place, we just tear it up. These gems are the secret stuff. Can't let you have these.
Really, he's a poet.
See you later, dumb guy. Have fun getting exploded. Uh-oh. Oh no. So many bombs. Oh. Yeah, no. Press X to shoot bullets?
Wow.
Okay.
So yeah, early in the game, they're all kind of larger swabs of, you know, dimensional bubbles to get, you know, kind of a feel for how it works.
Okay.
Then eventually, a few levels from now, just dive in between them.
To the dev, how many people worked on this, and how long did it take you?
It was 3 of us, and it's been just about a year. It's myself, Danny. I'm the developer, and I guess it was my concept and the level designer. And then 2 gents both named Dave, helping with production coordination and level construction, as well as QC and sound effects.
Dave and Dave, huh?
The 2 Daves, Dave 1 and Dave Prime.
Dave Prime.
And actually, just really lucky, a good friend of mine, a longtime friend, is a Emmy-nominated composer. So he did actually the entire 85-song soundtrack, and you know, kicked that into the team. So he's the 3rd and a half person.
Nice.
What we did actually is, what was the game created in? Somebody in chat says it's written in Java. Beyond that, it's lightweight Java GL, which is a Java wrapper for OpenGL, basically. So that's the OpenGL solution, but beyond that, it's just a custom framework. It's just in-house dealio. Yeah, the soundtrack, what we did actually is, I think I was a giant pain in the butt for Chris, our composer. I kind of brought him this idea, like, do you think that we could compose a soundtrack wherein every song in the soundtrack is composed in multiple different styles? And so what we have is, like, every song of the soundtrack is composed in each of the 5 playable game genre styles. So right now you're in the shoot 'em up, and the music is kind of like a hard electronica soundtrack.
Sure.
If you walked closer to that platformer, you'd hear it kind of crossfade into like Saturday morning cartoon style without missing a beat. And like if you stand on the border, you're gonna hear that kind of like Saturday morning cartoon.
All right, well, we're gonna test that out. We're gonna when we get to a transporter, I'll turn up the music here.
Sure.
All right, here we go.
So we've kind of got like guitar-driven rock and electronica and a whole lot of chiptune.
And I'm a ninja.
Indeed.
Right, turn that down. Historically, ninjas could always double jump.
That's just science.
And they can wall climb as well. Oh god.
So yeah, one thing we really try to do is just, to find a handful of genres that are disparate enough to make it really interesting when you change, but kind of similarly goal-oriented so that, the action remains seamless and fluid. And so, like, one of my favorite parts of this game is, a level to 2 out, but every time you become the ninja, you get your double jump back. So if you can imagine, like, diving between columns of the ninja space, you can double jump, triple jump, quadruple jump, as long as before you hit the ground, you turn back into some other shape. You can always get your jump back again.
Nice. This is I was gonna say, I really like when you sort of get to a point in the game when you get to like a checkpoint and it shows like how long it's taken you to get to that point previously.
Yeah. I'm a really big fan of like speedrunning, and so you can see every level has high scoreboards tied to them with people's best times. And so for me, like, the checkpoint's a good opportunity to decide, do I like this run? Am I doing well enough?
Aye. I spot a green thing. I'm going for it.
Get it!
Now, can I do the ninja stuff and deflect arrows?
You
Yes,
can.
okay.
Yeah. And then, you won't need it quite yet, but as a heads up, you can also slash up and down in the air and on the ground.
Very nice. Spot a green thing. I'm going for it.
Nom nom nom.
Got it. Oh, I missed a green thing. I'm going back. Where is the middle green thing?
It was just barely in sight, back a little ways.
Got it. World's slowest arrows.
Right? I feel like they need a stronger bow, or maybe just guns.
I'm lucky for you, there's probably guns in this game at some point, isn't there?
There are. There's more than one.
Alright, let's hear this music. So I want to jump in. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so our ninja's got that guitar-driven rock sound, and it's all Chris doing like solos on the guitar, whereas our jetpack space is kind of like ambient electronica. It's cool once you get like all the worlds together at once, and it starts really fragmenting.
Yeah.
Then you kind of get like the whole orchestra going together, like 5 bands at once.
It's hard to really tell because you spend very little time in that jetpack section.
You do it this one, yeah. If you move on just a bit, there's a much wider sea of it.
Let's have a listen.
Yeah, sometimes definitely it's subtle, sometimes it's really obvious. Krogan, direct streaming integration seems to be something I think about. I'm a huge fan of, like, for this, once you get the hang of it, what I love about this game particularly is the fluidity between the genres and kind of the ridiculous acrobatics you can do that, like I said, you kind of do on the borders between worlds. And so I love, recording, twitching, and YouTube videos. I think for me, it is a 3-man studio. I'm the only developer, so I think integrating a streaming solution was probably outside of the time and scope budget that I wanted to do. My intent was really more specifically to hit a feel of gameplay and a feel of level design in particular. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of it. Certainly, I find myself checking every few days or every day really to see what people have posted.
In terms of Twitch streaming and stuff?
Indeed, yep. We should mention we just came out on a handful of digital marketplaces, Steam and whatnot, and only about 14 days ago, 2 Fridays ago, something like that. And so yeah, it's been cool in the last week or two, seeing people start to adopt it, seeing people start to play it. Obviously, with the Steam sale and whatnot, we're part of that.
Aye.
So, and the time is now, the time to strike. Concursion.
Oh, that's cool. You jump between, like, the bubbles and stuff. Oh,
yeah.
That's cool. Oh, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, so I'm always excited to watch someone like play past level 5 or 6 when suddenly it all starts to come together. You can see all the intro stuff's kind of happening right now.
Okay, so I'll try to get through the level as quick as I can then.
Sure. I have great faith in you.
Haven't found any.
Looked like you were
green
playing some tough games earlier, so actually, I think that should be easy.
Ah.
If you hold run, when you become
see,
the
that's what I
platformer,
was doing.
yeah, it won't give you an extra boost or anything, but it'll make sure that you're full speed as soon as you can be.
I died. I just missed it. Got it. Got it. Oh, that's the first one. This is a big level then.
I think it's a little back heavy for shards.
There's got to be one up the top. Nope. My game sense is kicking in a little bit.
Right? Yeah, all the left turns here are going to hold the shards. The jetpack's a little bit more explorative than some of the other flavors.
Oh shit, you get hurt every time you hit one of those little orbs. I was just bashing into them. Because I'm a brute.
Just break them down.
Yep, no. Ah shit, those platforms really get you.
Yeah, they're definitely more harm than good.
Alright, got some life, I think. Yep. Oh, that refills all your life.
Yeah, there's anytime you see like a health dispenser, that'll always spit out a full health pickup, a major health pickup. When you play as the shoot 'em up or the ninja, sometimes enemies will drop lesser health pickups that'll heal you for 2. And so actually, I don't know, maybe that's worth mentioning is like part of the nature of kind of the seamlessness we wanted is even though it doesn't necessarily always appear like it, you always have one health bar. It's one shared health bar, and it's just depicted in different ways.
Yeah.
When you're playing as a jetpack, it looks like 3,
Oh wow.
gas canteens. When you're the platformer, it looks like whether you're hurt or not. But really
seeing
just
those
taking
rocks
different
turn
amounts
into monsters, though, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, every monster in every world has kind of a one-to-one relationship with a monster in another world. And it allows for like really interesting attack patterns once it starts coming together. If you can imagine like a heat-seeking creature turning into an indestructible rocket, so to speak, that just takes a straight line and then maybe back into a heat seeker. And it can kind of swing into figure eights back and forth all day. Will there be a level editor?
Oh my god. What the hell? It's Pac-Man now.
We do have a level editor. We quickly found when making this game that it would not be reasonable to hand code all of the levels. Especially I'm the only programmer on the team, and I know that the Daves had a real interest in helping building levels. And so we do have an in-house level editor, and it works pretty well. So if people are interested, I would definitely be down to share it. It's needs just a little bit of spit and polish to look a little better, but beyond that, it exists. So yeah, it'd be really fun to see what other people can make. It's an interesting level editor too, I think, because a lot of games, you're placing the objects, the enemies, and so forth. But here, the first thing you need to do is actually paint the world with dimensions and make sure that you kind of define which world everything exists in.
What the hell? This is trippy as hell. Not like just like seeing enemies like fall out of the space into something else.
Yeah.
Oh god. This is Gauntlet ripoff?
Yeah, I kind of consider it a combination Gauntlet Pac-Man. It's by and large Pac-Man, except that in Pac-Man no one's shooting bullets at you.
Yeah. Oh my god. This is really good.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, how have you handled marketing for something like this? I mean, like, it's not really something you see every day, so...
Indeed. It's tough from a marketing standpoint. Thanks, Evan. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's tough from a marketing standpoint. Like, it's not the kind of game that I can necessarily give the 1-second elevator pitch on. like you heard me try when we started chatting.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's this, but it's also that, and then it comes together, and it's not a compilation. It's a mashup, which I don't know how to describe. So it's been an interesting challenge. We quickly found that we needed to make compelling video. A verbal description doesn't do it justice.
No.
I think the best thing is getting your hands on it, but a video can go a long way. And so that's just another thing. Our team of 3, Dave quickly decided to dive in and figure out how to edit video. But yeah, beyond that, I do not know marketing. Like, I'm a programmer, and I've worked in game stuff limitedly before. But we ended up actually finding someone who had promoted games that basically I was a fan of and thought were similar.
Yep.
And basically giving them a call and seeing if they would, pitch in and lend us some marketing support. To drop their name specifically, their company is Beef Jack, and they've actually been super helpful. Like, I don't know the first thing about how to,
I've actually been at a Beef Jack party before. They have some crazy kids.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw that right at the end there.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, they've been tremendous help, just helping us know who to reach out to, how to reach out to, yeah, even how to do it, really. Like, certainly I could cold call 100 people, but I think their help is super useful.
Oh, I see. That makes more sense. I was like, how do I get that green cube? You can jump on the spaceships.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes total sense now.
Concursion, I remember that. I used the level editor for Duke Nukem 3D. That was tough. The multiplayer on that was rough, though, right? Like, Duke Nukem 3D, the game's super polished, but all the 3D, or the multiplayer and the editor definitely came last.
Yeah. Those old, oh my god, this is so weird. Like falling down into like a spaceship.
Yeah, so as the game goes on, the dimensional bubbles, like in Act 3 we start to introduce what if the enemies are actually immune to the dimensional effects. And so, for example, the spaceship can go into your platformer. But by the time we're in Act 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the dimensional bubbles start to move around and so forth, and even have an intelligence chase you. So if you can imagine playing the shoot 'em up, where an enemy is literally lobbing kind of circular dimensional bubbles of, say, the platformer at you. If one hits you, your engine's gone, you plummet, and because you're a platformer, the bottom of the screen works like a cliff and not just a boundary.
Huh. Yeah, I can definitely see that sort of coming into play now a little bit.
Yeah. This level also starts to introduce just a bit of the idea that all of your kind of momentum and inertia are totally preserved across the dimensions. So you saw in a previous level when you hit the jetpack really hard and kind of burst out the top of it into the platformer, that you kind of preserved that momentum and allowed you to take like a big dolphin breach, a big jump into the air. Yeah. And so likewise, in subsequent levels, if you pull up on your spaceship right as you exit into the ninja, then you're going to have an upward trajectory, and it's going to be like you took a first jump, things like that.
I see. And you can shoot enemies with the beam from a ship.
Yeah, you can always use any of your tools to attack anyone else. Like, it never matters what your enemy is. Your capabilities always work. If you are the platformer, you can jump on a spaceship. If you're the spaceship, you can shoot a ninja. Whatever tools you have always work.
That sneaky last piece outside the map there.
I feel like that is the jerkiest one in the game. I'm so happy you found it.
I was like, there's something here. There's gotta be something here.
Right? It's the only one that just stops short. The camera stops short of done. Are there player-controlled dimensional rifts? Yes and no.
Get a rift gun.
Was that?
Get a rift gun.
No, actually, it's a lot of them respond to you, so they'll only move when you're in it, or they'll literally pursue you, they'll chase you, and sometimes that's good. Sometimes one that's pursuing you is allowing you to, for example, jetpack over a sea of spikes that would otherwise be ninja, and so in that way you can drag it around with you. But additionally, as the game goes on, we have switches that turn on and off dimensional bubbles, so you might have to navigate an entire maze area as, say, the jetpack, which has a lot of aerial maneuverability. At the end of that, you might have to hit a switch and recross the same area backward as the ninja, which is going to have to wall climb and wall bounce his way back through the same part in a more challenging fashion. And so you have a lot of control over what the rifts do, but it's not necessarily you don't place them yourself unless you're editing levels.
2 games tonight that had wall jumping. Count it.
What's that?
I had 2 games tonight that have had wall jumping in them.
Yeah. Well, wall jumping's the best. Who doesn't want a wall jump?
Nobody.
Nobody doesn't. Nobody doesn't not want a wall jump.
Double negative. This is a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah, you can make it a bit easier. Well, you got it. I'm gonna shut up.
Have to go next to the spikes.
Yeah.
Ninja's Nightmare, spikes.
I feel like they're Mega Man's worst enemy.
I don't know, man. I've played 1001 spikes. That has a lot of spikes.
Yeah, I just started it.
It's a pretty baller game.
Yep.
I missed the first green man.
Let's see, where's the first one here? Oh, it's up in the air. There was some dragonlings circling around that you could have taken the platformer's taller jump to reach.
I see. Ah, damn it, I done goofed. I can't get that one now.
I'm not sure you're on the video. Shut up and take my money. Thank you, Kurgan. That really, thank you. Truly.
Nice.
Oh, now I saw the goof.
Yeah, I done goofed, yep. Alright, I see a blue... Oh god, what have I done? Looks like I have to enable something down here.
Ah, yes. So you did a little bit in the first maze, but the doors that you open with the we call it mini tours, the mini tours dots, are all color coded. So, red dots open red doors, blue dots open blue doors, and so forth.
Makes sense.
But additionally, there's kind of open doors, or we call them trap doors. And so whenever you pick up all the red dots, all the red doors open, but all the red trap doors close. And so sometimes that can lock you out of paths, other times that can provide you with the platform for another hero to use that might not have previously existed.
Alright. There we go, I see what you mean now, the blue platforms are back now.
Yeah. I just saw you evade the chaser tour. Well done, sir.
Thank you. I've been running away from bulls my entire life. I'm not even joking about that, by the way.
I want to hear a lot more about that.
I grew up on a farm in Australia.
Okay.
That's pretty much all you need to know.
I was half hoping to hear Matador, but the fact that you did it day in and out is just even a little better.
I have scars on my face from it, so you can't really see it, but just under my nose is a big old scar there. So
I have a thumb callus from Street Fighter.
Oh man, that's baller.
Yeah, right?
Oh god. So now we're in sort of a maze shooter. Or a side-scrolling shooter, I see. Yeah, get the green, get the green! Alright, we got the green. It's okay, we got the green.
It's close on that.
Oh! Now this guy's shooting fire at me like you just don't care.
His hands aren't big enough to put in the air, though. Yeah, so coming up to a boss, so maybe I'll share a little bit about bosses. So the bosses basically, obviously there was a ton of genres that we could kind of include in this game. But I really wanted to focus on ones that, like I said, seamlessly work. You can maintain your momentum and so forth. But the bosses provide kind of really cool opportunities to explore genres that don't necessarily seamlessly work for the player. So, for example, our third boss is actually a turn-based JRPG trio of like fighter, white mage, black mage.
Yeah.
And you see them picking their moves off of an actual turn-based menu. You can see their ATB bars fill. But you don't have to wait turns. You can actually attack them in real time as the ninja character, kind of just make your way through their pattern of attacks. Our second boss is like a giant Street Fighter inspired, brawler, and he's throwing punches and kicks while you shoot him up with a space gun.
Nice. Can't believe I missed that last gem. I knew what was coming, and I was like, I should try to get that thing before.
I definitely saw that moment of deep thought.
Oh, I missed a green thing. I'm going back.
This one's a tough one to go back on. That guy's relentless.
Oh, that looks interesting. There we go. Thought that was the case.
Mm-hmm. I see what the other guys tonight mean now. Like, yeah, you're a minute ahead, but I still know exactly where you are. Just so I think all of us are so familiar with our own games that just like I know exactly where you are.
Yep, I know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Looks like another secret down there. Oh no. Go away, green thing.
Yeah, so actually, for anybody who's interested on the stream, if they want to check out some of the music and kind of tinker with it themselves, it's really more of a tech demo. It wasn't really necessarily made to share, but if you go to, I'll drop the URL in the chat. If you go to poopa.com/music, it's really just a little tech demo, but it's got kind of a 5-way music crossfader, and you can play with just our theme song and move it in real time through each of the 5 styles by dragging your cursor around, and get a feel for how that multi-dimensional soundtrack works, and heck, download the song if you like it.
That's a box quote right there. It really is multi-dimensional. What did you call it? Multi-dimensional.
Multi-dimensional soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Special features include a multi-dimensional soundtrack, bro.
Now with blast processing.
Oh yeah. 25 gigawatts of music right in your face.
Straight to the dome.
These green things are pissing me off.
Yeah, so if you take that bottom route, the jetpack route, the basement, to get the extra shard, that's what'll bring out the second chaser.
Ah. Why is there a magnet in here?
You know what's weird about the magnet? We realized, like, just recently, is it chases you no matter what form you are, like, including the platformer. So it's not really chasing metal, it's chasing you, and so it's not so much a magnet as it is just a creeper.
I see.
Just stranger danger.
You can't get away from me, green cube. I know where you live.
Mwah!
There's gonna be another one over there for sure.
Maybe.
Oh no. Alright, I got this. Make this level my bitch.
Well, what?
Damn it, get away from me. There's gotta be something over there. Whoa. The ninja is weird when it comes out as a magnet.
Yeah. The ninja always wants to keep, or the ninja magic caster always wants to keep away from you, and the magnet always wants to chase you. So he can be a giant pain when he's right on the border there.
Because I'm trying to get up there, because I know there's something up there.
You're absolutely right.
And I can't kill it, because it's sitting right there.
You can pin it against the ceiling if you really try. That's the easiest way to get away, to kill those guys, is to either drop down on them from a great height.
There we go, now he's following me. Ah. Damn it. I'll get there. I'm not leaving till I get that cube.
No one's going nowhere.
Get away from here, Space Rock. You think you're all that?
He's pretty cool.
Space Rock. Son of a bitch! I'll make it happen.
That magician's a jerk.
Ah! Yeah! Got it. And get out of this level.
Right, you get the last shard, it's just like, okay, I need to survive.
Doesn't matter, got to dance.
That makes everything better.
It does make everything better, dancing.
The dance was, for a long time, we hadn't decided on how to end our levels. We were talking about, you know, ticker tape, like marathon tapes, or like just, you know, goalposts, lampposts, a bunch of stuff. And in the end, it just became clear, like, it has to be another game dimension. That's what the whole game's about.
Yep.
And so the Disco Zone is my nod to Dance Dance Revolution, which I used to play just a ton of.
I see. Oh, we got more dialogue. Escape. You escape our castles, cheetah. You're supposed to be explodes. Ha ho ha, ridiculous. I explode you again. Brig Van. Do it again.
If you've got the volume on, I'm the voice of this guy. You're supposed to be explodes.
What's he doing? Can I just go to the next? No. Just dodge these things for a while.
Yeah, so every so often he's going to swoop down with his dome open, and that's going to be your opportunity to hurt him.
Because, you know, why not?
Well, he's just about the dumbest guy ever. Am I going to do a SteamOS version? Actually, yeah, it's kind of on the radar. I honestly just don't own a SteamOS or Linux machine, and so it wasn't top priority just out of convenience. But because the game is built in Java, that type of multi-platform is, or multi-console, is actually pretty easy. It's really just deploying in a different way. And so, yeah, I'd say that's definitely on the radar. I'd probably put it, it's a couple months out, because right now we're dealing with, you know, first launch and talking it up. But, yeah, it actually would be relatively easy to do, so I'm looking forward to it. Java gets a bad rap.
Oh, he got me.
Oh, did he?
Oh, now we're back to phase 1.
Yeah.
I guess it wouldn't be a boss fight if they had checkpoints in it.
You know what? One of our bosses has checkpoints, and only on the normal difficulty. Just because I really liked it, but it was really long. Basically, there's this, well, it's big and bad. Giant dragon, you know, blowing fire at you while you're playing the platformer, and, you know, he's taking swipes at you, and he's, you know, breathing fire and lava and so forth. And, basically, every time you hurt him, he kind of gets knocked out, and you've been playing on these islands floating in lava, and then the lava drains, and you jump down into, like, the previous lava pits to find a whole, like, underground dungeon maze of our mini-tours game. And so I just really like that back and forth, but it kind of is 2 levels combined, so that's our boss with that as a checkpoint. Android, make a killing if it's in Java. Agreed, yes. I don't have an announcement yet, but I might be sitting on an announcement for Android. iOS, you know, different.
Heard it here first, gentlemen.
Yeah, we have to properly port iOS, so that remains to be seen. But this wasn't a proper announcement, because indeed, the truth of it is, I'm not absolutely sure, but yeah, it seems like it should be accomplished without too much trouble. How would I implement multiplayer? We briefly had a version of multiplayer. It was never meant for actual inclusion. It was just kind of a byproduct of a bug that we then ran with for a week just because it was funny, and it allowed us to have 2 controllers and 2 players at the same time. We purposely built things like, you know, the platformer, or anybody could jump on the platformer's head and use him as a platform to reach higher spaces. And if you slashed the other hero, then he would kind of ricochet off it, which you could use almost to give him an even bigger upward boost, things like that. And we built it just for fun, really. We found out that 2 controllers at the same time could control him. You know, if you have 2 controllers, they just step on each other, really. And eventually decided to build just like 2 levels with multiplayer.
Kind of reminds me of Bloody Trampoline a little bit.
I don't think I know Bloody Trampoline. What's that?
Basically Super Meat Boy, but co-op with like 4 people.
I am jotting that down. That sounds super up my alley.
Except, you know, jumping on your friend's head kills them. So
Oh, okay. So is it? But it's not versus. It's co-op.
it can be, and it can be co-op as well.
Okay. I like it. So you know, it's like classic beat 'em up style.
No, it's Super Meat Boy basically.
No, I mean in the sense that like you think Double Dragon or so forth. You're really on the same team, but you just punch your friend all the time.
That's it. Man, how many levels does this guy have?
5.
Oh man, I was on the last one.
Oh, did you just get it?
No, I jumped into him.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Oh, I'm watching you on the last one right now. Yup.
Makes sense that you wouldn't be able to jump into him.
TK, I love that. Yeah, we have bad guys that can throw, you know, throw spotlights like they're beach balls of dimensionality. That would be great. Just like maybe two space shooters or even 2 jetpack characters going at each other, trying to jump on each other, but additionally able to like call forth, I don't know, waves of one dimension or throw balls of another, things like that. That's actually one of our bosses. Uses the dimensions as a weapon, so you're kind of floating around as a jetpack character, and the boss is throwing spotlights of, you know, platformer at you, spotlights of hack and slash at you, making you plummet to the bottom, calling forth kind of waves of the shoot 'em up that you have to like blast your way through and come out the other side of. So yeah, that would be a ton of fun, players throwing them at each other.
Alright.
I was gonna say, I'm a minute behind you, but I'm feeling pretty good about this run. So it's looking pretty solid.
Shouldn't have grabbed the heart. That was dumb.
Bold. Confident.
I didn't need it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting faster.
Yeah.
Alright, on the last one now.
Nice. Full health? Feeling good? Feeling strong?
Feeling strong. You're getting real close to me, bro. What's up? Alright.
This is cool. I've never really watched somebody just play it through. Actually, today's my first time, but...
Oh, really? Got him.
Cool. Well, yeah, I've watched people play lots of bits and pieces and had friends play it and like jump around and dive around out of order and things, but it's cool to see somebody just go through.
Got it. Hold on, princess.
I'm gonna look on the leaderboard and I'm gonna steal your username.
Nice. Alright. Whoa. Zoomed out a bit.
Yeah. So this is our world map where you can access each of the worlds directly. Kind of track your shard count and things to unlock those extra levels. And so this is the first level that'll start to introduce a bit more of like the piecemeal straight gymnastics. Things like I said, when you turn back into a ninja, you get your double jump, triple jump, quadruple jump back all over again.
I see. Nope. See, said the blind man, pissing into the wind. It's all coming back to me.
That one I haven't heard.
Yeah, it's one of my dad's favorite jokes that he likes. Oh, that's really cool. I see how that works now.
Use the taller jump of the platformer and combine it with the double jump of the slash.
God damn it, that ninja just pushed me off the cliff. I feel like such a fool.
Yeah, so this starts to get into the early examples of like the parts I love. They just putting it together. Yeah, I don't know, just more examples. One of our bosses is kind of like a Mega Man inspired, blinking red weak point sort of boss, and the flashing red weak point is way up in the air. And so the fight actually has like a flood at the bottom of our jetpack space, and up at the top it's all hack and slash.
Nice.
And so you can take like a big old, dolphin breach jetpack dive out of the top of it, take a clip at his weak point, and kind of land back into it.
I don't know what those skulls are.
Skulls. Oh, the blue fire? Those are just stationary bad guys. On their own, not that interesting, but their equivalent in another world is a really complicated to evade enemy. And so sometimes you'll want to lure that enemy into the world of Slash so that you can freeze them up.
Makes sense. Man. You're really missing out on the old checkpoints now.
Yeah. It's funny. I think you were just a hair away from the first one, the last one I saw you take.
Right, makes sense. And then just kind of grab the slippery platforms. Very good.
It's got some kind of coating, metal, Teflon.
Anti-ninja. Anti-ninja.
Like Batman's anti-shark spray.
Yes, you're under it. Okay. Okay, so you can't fall and do a jump.
What's that?
You can't fall and do a double jump.
Well, yeah. If once you're in the air, you can have one jump in the air. Oh, I see. I just saw what you meant by that. You can do that. Yeah, you can run off the end and take your double jump. I think you might have just barely shorted the catch.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
Became known as a permeability maze.
Oh, that's cool. Double jump, go back to the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Magic.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. I can't, like... I was trying to slash.
You're repellent.
Oh, God.
Boop. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm digging is, like, I don't know. I wonder if you let me ask your opinion. Like, certainly there's some times you're dying, but are you feeling stronger after that? How are you feeling?
Well, I mean, like, these are, like, I like these types of games a lot. Like, the ones where you have to sort of, like, struggle through them for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me why. I just enjoy those types of games.
Sure.
So when I like to think I'm okay at them.
Sure. No, you're looking good.
I did get all the things. I was thinking I was missing them.
So, Evan, what was the biggest challenge in developing this? Up front, I thought it would be the tech. Getting all these dimensions to work quickly. A big concern I thought I would have was especially given the nature of 5 worlds at once, means 5 backgrounds at once, each with their own layer, and 5 sets of art for everything, really. And so I was concerned about draw speed and frame rate. Which in the end, combination of techniques turned out to not really be an issue. Honestly, I'd say the biggest challenge is I have never previously directed an art team, and that's the way we decided to handle this game, was to work with an outside art vendor. And I really like what they did. We brought them like a really unique challenge, which was, can you do 5 distinct style guides and keep them separate and unique and recognizable. But it was still tough. It's tough, managing something that's so important to the end game that isn't being done, in the room with you in the house. And, so timeline was a little tough on that. And often, we would think we were speaking the same language. I would send a sketch over, but, the animation we'd get back wouldn't necessarily be exactly what I had in mind. And so we figured it out. We ended up, scheduling a lot more meetings than we originally thought we might need, things like that. But yeah, figuring out the best way to deal with that was probably our biggest challenge. I really thought it would be tech, but it kind of turned out not to be. Also, another question from chat. I like this. This is fun. The backstory. Allow me to be just 10% vague with the backstory, because there's a really good twist that I really like, and it happens at about the halfway point. And is saying that is saying there's a twist a spoiler? But so fundamentally,
what a twist!
Right, what a twist! Wow, that's a reference of a reference. That's for what chicken there.
Yeah, you know what I was talking about, though. Yeah, that's all that matters. Damn it!
So basically, the backstory is. Princess Honeybluff is the princess of Honeybluff, going with kind of the classic tropes. Really riding intentionally kind of the Mario line. Level 1, she's in another castle, things like that. And Dark Lord Big and Bad has, for the 20th time, kidnapped her away, broken into the castle, kidnapped her, stolen her away back to his castle. And upon kidnapping her, in the opening cutscene, there's kind of this off-screen explosion. And as a result of it, these kind of dimensional wormholes open up, and these green kind of gem shards that we've been collecting are strewn all over the landscape. And so the handmaiden, who is the princess's servant, but also like a powerful knight, wielding a sword in her own right, goes chasing the princess down. And over the course of the game, we kind of addressed the question of what is the relationship between these gem shards and the dimensional wormholes and the kidnapping of the princess, and like, why does she keep getting kidnapped? And it's an obvious, nod to an obvious game, but
what game is it? I have no idea.
To Mario.
Mario, yeah.
Definitely, the Princess Toadstool is kidnapped in Mario 1 and in Mario 3 and
I was just joking about
in Mario 64. And so we kind of asked the question of like, why is that okay? Like, why is there never a treaty drawn? Why is there never a guard at it at an outpost? And like, why does this guy, who seems to be so powerful, Dark Lord Big and Bad in our case, why does he seem to keep kidnapping the same girl with no greater plan? Like, what is he even trying to accomplish? And so the answers to all those questions, I think, it's obviously all a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but
is that original Mario reference right here? With the whole, like, running on the roof?
Yes, that was an afterthought to the level, and I thought the bottom was just a little slower than I'd like, and yeah, this is our level 1-2 moment.
God, this fucking game. I like it. Awesome. So how many worlds do you have in this game?
All told, there are 7 worlds, which is a secret, but there, now the world knows it. The last one is unlocked through collecting shards and making certain decisions in a bit of the branching plot, which are fairly obvious once you get there. But yeah, in total, 7 bosses, 7 worlds, and about 69 levels.
This is cool. I can see what's going on here now. Mm-hmm. And you can gain momentum by, like, climbing up. Exactly. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
Yeah. No, all good. That was a cool thing to interrupt with. Digging it. Yeah, it's 69 levels, 7 worlds, 7 bosses. Handful of cutscenes and things beside. A little bit of a branching story. It's, for me, the game is, I don't know. Most people's first play I'm seeing take, like, a lot of variability, but 5 to 8 hours.
Oh, yeah. That's a good number for an indie game to have.
Yeah. Was it a hobby thing? No, I refer to this game as Operation Big Stupid Gamble. Just about 1 year ago, I worked kind of a proper grown-up job doing post-production for movie studios, games and apps and Blu-rays and things for Disney, Fox, Universal. And I decided I just really wanted to try an independent story idea and game idea, and certainly the nature of this game isn't something that anybody would want to necessarily tie to their existing property. Everything I was doing was licensed. You can't do just the Lorax for this game. And so, I quit and started up my own studio. It's just, I say studio, but like I said, it's me and the Daves.
That's what you should just call the studio.
Yeah. Well, all right, the studio.
Me and the Daves.
Yeah, just thought we'd give this a shot, and honestly didn't know if I'd make $1, and I'm still not sure. Has my gamble paid off? I can be as vague as I like. No, I'll be transparent. Why not? It's more interesting that way. I don't know yet. I honestly don't. We've been getting some really cool press, like sites that I never thought would be interested in covering us when I started. Have covered us, like literally this month's PC Gamer. We have a full page in, and that's amazing.
Who was the author?
Philippe War, and that's super cool to me. Like having, this is my first standalone independent project, and it's my first full-length standalone game, really. And so, like my goals, I had 3 goals. It was 1, I really hope I can finish this thing from a technical, creative perspective.
Oh God,
pretty confident. 2, I really hope we can get this to market, and number 3 is I hope somebody buys it. And we've been out for 10 days, so I honestly don't know numbers so far. Like I would tell you if I knew. I'd love to find out, moreover. But it's been a really good experience at minimum so far, just in that people seem to enjoy it, and that's all I can ask at this stage.
Yeah.
I am no one. I got no reputation.
Well, now you do. Okay, so
Yeah.
green. Remember green. Get all the green boxes and come back for that bad boy.
Yep.
The one thing I will say about this game is that it is deceptively simple.
Go on. I'm curious.
No, that's it. The game is just deceptively simple. Like, the way that you look at the game and you're like, oh, I think I know what this game is, but then you don't.
Sure.
And the platforming is very, it's difficult. It's like, you think like, with the graphic style that it is, you come into it expecting one thing and it comes out to be something else entirely.
Sure. Yeah, definitely agree. It's funny, like simple in another sense too is what I was at least hoping for. Is I was really afraid up front, like when it was an idea on paper, when it was on my whiteboard, that could be really overly complicated. Just cognitively, like a huge problem to understand how to pull off the various maneuvers. And so, originally we had ideas, the platformer would have one more button doing an additional ability, and, maybe the ninja could have a run button in addition to a slash, and, et cetera, et cetera. And in the end, decided just to keep it like 2 buttons and a D-pad. Like I said, I actually play it on an NES controller when I'm, testing.
Sure.
I just have an NES to USB. And, I don't know, that was a really good... not a compromise, that's not the right word, a good restriction to have, like, being forced to kind of distill each of the component genres into, like, a pure, simple, kind of vanilla variant of it, I think allowed us to make sure that the level design and the feel of the gameplay was really, where our focus was on, and not, like, more different abilities, power-ups, and things like that.
Sure.
For that latter part that I'm watching right now, to clear under the Dragonlings,
Yeah.
if you just keep running through it and just tap on the jump button as you go through, that's probably the easiest way. Just give it like the shortest of taps as you just keep running
tap.
through. Yeah. That way your head will just crest through.
There we go. Trying to do too many things at once there. I'm interested. I'm gonna go down here. Oh, knew it. I knew it. Sneaky, sneaky game. So when I get all these green bad boys, I'm gonna sneak on back to that starting area and grab me that cube. Or triangle, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Mystical gem shard.
Yeah, that works too. I'm gonna have to grab.
Yeah, I'll give you a tip though. You don't need to lap backward. This level is actually a big old ring.
What? Oh, well, that was dumb. Why did I walk into the fire there? I didn't even see that as fire. That's weird.
I don't disagree with you. Yeah, I think that's a problem. No reason to dance around it.
The fire? In this part?
Yeah, I think it doesn't look quite lava-y. no reason to dance around the issues with that.
The health in this game is kind of hard, like in this particular I don't know what you call it, world, I guess.
Uh-huh. Hard to come by.
Hard to sort of see.
Okay.
Yeah. Hard to tell if you're hurt. I mean.
Oh yeah. I agree. I wonder if once you spend more time, it would be more apparent, by virtue of knowing what to look for. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely do.
Let's go back this way. Oh, found a shard. Oh, that's interesting. That's not the first shard. Huh. Whoa. Oh, I see.
Oh, how old am I, Pooh Danny? I am 30. 30 years old. For the last 10 years or so, like I said, work in post-production and whatnot, and yeah, decided to venture forth and try a big stupid gamble.
That's the best type of gamble.
Yeah. What's the point if there's nothing on the line, right?
Well, you either make it big or you make an indie game.
Right. What's the plan for the future? More games, definitely. The ideal case for me would be to bring someone on board, to staff up just a little bit and find somebody interested in doing those ports we talked about, console and mobile. Just because I love diving into concept. And yeah, definitely got my notebook of game ideas, none of which are particularly simple, just like this one. Yeah, we came out 2 Fridays ago. Immediately after was the week of E3, and we decided to crash E3 and do kind of guerrilla marketing.
How'd that work out for you?
It was tough, to be really honest. We didn't have a booth. Previously, the previous convention we went to was Res in Birmingham, in the UK. And it was awesome. We had a booth, and so, we were doing interviews all day, chatting with people, showing off the game. But it's tough without a booth. I was just, running around the LA Convention Center with 2 laptops and a backpack, just getting sore and just trying to find anybody who wanted to chat with us. Kind of like, if someone has a microphone, I wonder if they'll chat with me when they're done using it.
And did anyone talk to you? Or is it like, I don't know this game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We got a couple interviews, and I think we were able to, bend people's ear for a little bit. And, yeah, it remains to be seen whether, like, a specific, article or, sale comes out of it. But,
yeah.
I'm always down to ramble about the game or anything, really. I ramble on. But it was fun, and I think it's the more we talk about the game, the more we really learn how to talk about it.
All right, well, I hate to cut you off there, man, but I think that's pretty much a show for us tonight.
Cool.
Thank you very much for coming on, dude. Do you have anything you want to plug before we head off into the sunset?
Well, sure. I guess I would plug Concursion. It's out now on your Amazons and Steams and whatnot. So, and again, the Steam summer sale is current. So, if you want it for sub $9, then the time to strike is now. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Concursion. So, yeah, love to chat, love to hang out. This was a ton of fun. Thanks, man.
Absolutely, happy to have you on, man. It was deceptively simple, turned into a very complex platforming game. I love it. I think it's great.
Very much.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. It's been great having you guys on here every Monday. We'll be back next Monday, of course, and I'll be around streaming every day. So if you guys want to follow me, that'd be fantastic. It really helps me out. And yeah, come back next Monday. We'll have some more indie games for everyone to play. It'd be fantastic.
Woo woo!
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.